listen to Kush and Mike speak. They may be as fashionable as a pair of pink Crocs, but nevertheless, here's Waffle Box.
Who are you and what are you doing in my house? Welcome back to Waffle Box episode 228. We're back, baby, after
We're
five
back, baby.
weeks off the air, vacations, work, adulting, and all that nonsense. Coming up on episode 228, there we go. Scams. A lot of scams have been going on that we're going to be talking about. And it's going to be very exciting. And my name is Mike Fish, and I am joined, as always, by the main man from San Fran. He's not on camera today because he's just recently returned from Turkey to get a hair transplant, and he's waiting for it to bed in. This is Kush Hayes. Kush, how you doing, buddy?
What's good, y'all? Kush Hayes here, coming to you. Blah 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 blah. My apologies to you, the Serb Squad, but you know we weren't fucking around. There's been a busy month, busy 5 weeks for me and Mr. Fish here. Mike Fish, when you haven't had the New York Knicks playoffs, congratulations to the Knicks, FYI. I'll get back to that in a second. Then Mike also had to deal with the NBA Finals. Then he went on a well-deserved vacation. Like, I'm not being facetious. Like, this man works his ass off.
Thanks.
Between the restaurant, the wife, the podcast, this is a busy dude, and he deserved his vacation, and I hope he had a great time, and I hope we hear a little bit more about it. And then just I myself, busy between the Giants and the Valkyries, going back and forth, and like we couldn't make it before today, kids. Sorry. So, also, Mike's got the World Cup going on.
Yes.
Like again, he runs a sports bar, so that must be driving you crazy.
It's been interesting. It's when you
Getting
find
a lot
out.
of Americans in there going, "Yay, I like footy."
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, no one gives a shit about football all 3 years and 11 months of the year. Or no, 3 years and 11 months. Yeah, you know what I mean. But all of a sudden, Jesus Christ, everyone's coming in their star-spangled shirts, bringing in flags. Mobbed. We've been mobbed. But it's all good. I'd rather be busy than bored.
Okay, that's fair. I think that's fair.
But speaking of the World Cup, so congratulations on Team USA, currently 2-0, 2 wins, locked
for us.
in to the last 32 knockout round. And then since this is technically Wednesday, so England played yesterday, technically. So therefore, congratulations and or commiserations. I will just edit out whatever happens, I guess, if we win or lose. But good stuff. So yeah, I'll be working, trying to avoid anyone speaking to me so I can watch the game.
My technical manager on a Valkyrie's location, he's a native of Holland, but he talks just like me or any other random American.
Not
he
to be
was
that
telling
guy.
me
Is he
the
actually
other
from
day-
Holland or is he just from the Netherlands?
Well, aren't they the same thing?
No. See, this is a fun
Oh,
fact.
okay, well,
Just the
yes,
facts, ma'am.
he says
Holland
Oh,
is like a district in the Netherlands, but it's like most people, like when you go to the Netherlands, most people go to Holland because Holland is where Amsterdam is.
yes. Okay,
So-
I think you know what, man. I think you're barking up the wrong tree on this one. So, anyways, the dude informed me that
Oh,
the United Team UK and Team USA were going to be playing on July 4th, Independence Day. And then I think I asked you about that in a text message. You're like, nah, that's going to be on the 6th, mate. And I was like, oh, okay, well, I don't know what to talk about. I don't know a goddamn thing. Like, for a second and a half, I wanted to build up this thing that I have no interest in. And then you're just like, nah, don't worry about that. You just keep doing you, Kush. And I was like, okay.
that was fun. But yes, so the Netherlands, Mr. Hayes, is the entire country, which is made up of 12 provinces, and two of those provinces are North Holland and South Holland. So Holland is two provinces within the country of Netherlands.
I remember the
Just the
first
facts,
time I
ma'am.
had this confusion. I was in Breda, the town of Breda, and this is 2016, and I'm trying to get a little weed since my name is Kush Hayes. But at this point in time, they're like,
A little.
yeah, tourists not gonna get in. We were not accepting any foreigners. And I went, oh. Um, but when the guy at the door told me this, he was like, "Yeah, we're not letting tourists buy weed in Holland." And I was like, "What? I thought I was in the Netherlands." He was like, "You are in the Netherlands." I was like, well, "Why'd you say Holland?" I was like, "Because you're in Holland." What? This is making my head hurt. I could really use some weed right now. And I'm like, "No."
Kind of like
And then
the
I
lot of
left.
confusion that people have when I explain to them that England, Great Britain, and the UK are three completely different things.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Let's not get started. My nose is gonna bleed.
Yes. So what do we start talking about? What do we got to catch up on this crazy? Yeah, Knicks. You said you wanted to talk about the Knicks. Knicks,
Oh yeah,
baby.
man. So I worked on the Knicks broadcast earlier in the basketball season, and the broadcast team couldn't be cooler. Now I keep a lazy eye on basketball because I work with the Warriors sometimes. So I knew the Knicks were doing good, or at least know of the Knicks. I don't know what to tell you. However, we were getting ready to do this spot on the floor, which is wildly inconvenient for everybody that isn't the actual broadcasters. Um, and about 5 minutes before we were going to go live, all of a sudden they went like, you know what? We're the Knicks. We know we're the Knicks, and we don't need to do anything special. So we're not going to do anything on the floor. We're just going to take it up to the booth. And that means we got to strike the floor, take all the props off of the actual basketball court, and then I had 20 minutes to myself before the game went, and it was like being blessed with a day off. Like it was only 20 minutes, but I was just like, this is amazing. And so for that reason and that reason alone, I was cheering the Knicks on.
I've found myself in the last couple of years. I have, without even realizing it, become a fan of the Knicks because early on in my American life. I had a
Hmm.
connection, because my wife worked for a certain company that sponsored the Barclays Center. So occasionally we would get like free swag from the Brooklyn Nets, and we would get free tickets to some games and stuff like that. So I would be like, oh, I guess they have a Jersey connection. I guess I don't really care much about basketball, but I guess if I have to have affiliation, I guess the Brooklyn Nets, whatever. But I never really give a shit. I never followed them. I'm assuming they're bad since they weren't in the postseason. But then now working at the bar, obviously there are way more Knicks fans than Brooklyn Nets fans. No one gives a shit when the Nets are
Hmm.
playing, but when the Knicks are playing, people come out. And so I just found myself slowly rooting for them to do well because, hey, the better they do, the better business does. And then through that, I just started learning about the players and the names and things like that, blah, 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 blah. And then it was kind of like, oh shit, wait, am I a Knicks fan? Fuck. And here I am. So I'm not going to try to go toe to toe with someone who's been living, waiting 53 years for the last championship. But yeah, here I am, baby, Knicks. But did you hear about the Danhausen thing?
Oh, that's the weird goth wrestler. Like he put a
Yes.
curse on them or something, or,
Well,
or took a
so
curse off of them, or
are you familiar with Stephen A. Smith?
yes. Yeah,
Okay,
actually, I've met the gentleman.
so he's a big Knicks guy,
Okay,
and
he's from New York, right?
yeah, and so because
Yeah.
of like ESPN and WWE's affiliation now, if you ever watch
Uh,
ESPN, they do not go 20 minutes without talking about wrestling, which even to me, a diehard wrestling fan, I'm kind of like, is there anything else you can talk about? Jesus Christ, just look up the screen, it's a different wrestler talking about some bullshit. Ugh. Anyway, so Stephen A. Smith and Danhausen got into it as like a fun little ooh. And so to pay him back, Danhausen cursed the New York Knicks, right?
mm,
And that was when they lost two games in a row in, I want to say, it was like the first round of the playoffs. And
mm.
then through one reason or the other, Danhausen officially lifted the curse on the New York Knicks and they won like 12 games in a row, like swept two series and then went to whatever did in the championship.
Mhm.
all until a certain president ruined it by going to MSG and they lost that game. But so yeah, so Danhausen is a big thing now. Now he's like on. He's got like a collaboration with the Knicks. Like you can get T-shirts with the Knicks logo and a picture of Danhausen. It says uncursed and like he's like making money hand over fist. He's like it's ridiculous, right?
I guess good
And
for him.
good for him. And so then we were like building up for the finals. Like let's get some new Knicks gear to watch to wear during the championship. So we was like shopping on Fanatics, and obviously Fanatics do WWE stuff as well. So it was like
Hmm.
she was like, "Oh, hey, I've added some stuff. You go in there, you can add some stuff, and then I'll pay for it. I'll buy it." So there I am
Oh,
searching for Nick's gear. Like, okay. But then I was, oh, hang on a minute. There's some Danhausen. Let me try to slip in a Danhausen t-shirt because he's got some really cool fucking t-shirts for wrestling shirts. And then I was like, oh yeah, yep, I'm done. I've done my shopping. You can pay for the cart. And so I'm sitting in the living room. The wife's in the other room. And all of a sudden, out of the silence, I can just hear, who the fuck is Danhausen? It's like, oh fuck, now I have to, fuck, I've been caught. Now I have to explain it. And I have to explain the whole fucking thing. But alas, the Danhausen t-shirt is on its way, but it's like, I don't know, because it was on pre-order and I didn't realize, but it's coming soon. So I'll be wearing that in a future
okay.
episode of Waffle Box. But yes, anyway, long story
Okay.
short, congratulations to the New York Knickerbockers for winning the NBA championship. But I don't know if you follow like much sport. I know you say you're not really, you just kind of you work there. But what I loved is that I think it was the head coach of the San Antonio Spurs who was
Hmm.
like, analytically, we won the series. So all right, geez, like just stop being a bad
Oh,
loser, pal. Jesus.
okay.
Well, statistically, you lost. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah. Those guys are always embarrassing, and I don't mean the Spurs. I mean guys like, I mean, even though we lost, we technically won. Like, I mean, not in real life, but in my brain, we won. Like, shut up, dude. Stop trying to claim a moral victory that doesn't exist. You lost. Sorry,
Yeah,
you
here's
just
your
lost.
imaginary medal. Go
Yeah,
fuck
right.
yourself.
No participation trophy for this year.
What else has happened? What else has happened in our lives or in the world that we need to
Oh,
discuss?
so we
Anything?
had the big fight on the White House lawn.
Oh, yes. I did not watch a
Yeah.
second of that, I'll be honest.
Was that because you were just working that hard, or just it just wasn't on in the bar?
No, it was on. I just kept myself busy. I just stepped no because there was nothing on there. I heard there was a couple of good fights, but
Oh, they were
there
all
was
good
no
fights.
one
They were.
there that kind of like grabbed me. Like I'm an old school guy. Like I
Mhm.
remember watching UFC 1 on VHS. Like,
Yeah,
give me,
I
I'm still of the Anderson Silva, Chuck Liddell, Forrest Griffin kind of guy. I don't know
fair
any of
enough.
these
Fair enough.
guys.
Yeah. Well, so I didn't know half of the card myself either. Um, I can tell you that. Yeah. So I also saw UFC one, and I had to get my Russian neighbor with his little black box to tape it when his dad went to sleep, and then he also like threw in some Playboy at night for me, and I was like, oh my God. Um, and quite frankly, that first UFC, when I was when you saw the fight card, and it's like it's a sumo wrestler versus a karate guy versus a boxer versus a kung fu dude, and you're
Versus
like,
that
that's
weird
just like
guy
Street
who had a.
Fighter in real life.
Do you remember that guy who had like just one boxing glove on?
Yes-ish.
Like, what the fuck was that
He
about?
didn't he didn't last a very long time. I guess
No.
I vaguely remember a guy with one boxing glove.
Wasn't it one of the Gracies that won the first one?
Anyways, not the point.
Anyway,
Yes, the littlest Gracie in the world won the first UFC, and
that
I
little
was
Gracie that
confused
could.
because again, the little Gracie that could, the brave little Gracie. That's a family movie. Um, I was confused at everything because I didn't know what mixed martial arts was. Again, I thought it was just a sumo guy versus a boxer versus a karate guy versus blah 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 blah. Um, and then the majority of the fights were all just people being choked out, and I was like, I don't want to see people being choked out. I want to see pop pop pop. I want to see a kung fu movie in real life, and that's just not what we got because that's not what it was even then. Um, anyways, where I'm going with this is UFC Freedom 250, because that's what it was called. It wasn't even called UFC 347 or like this was a very one-off event. 250 is 250 years of America. Congratulations, America. Happy birthday coming
Doo-doo.
up. I hate this term, but Mike, this was the most white trash thing in the world, or in these 250 years of these United States.
That's what
This
you
this
represent,
this
Brit.
event could have happened, but it should not have happened on the goddamn lawn of the White House. Um, Having said that, all the fights were fantastic. It happened. Like, I can't do it. I can't go back in time and change that. So all the fights were fantastic, but then Dana White like escorted Donald Trump to the ring. That was weird.
That was weird.
And then again, these are all you MMA guys, so they're in their fight gear. But then you'd hear me go like, "There's a guy in the White House walking around with flip-flops on." Like, that's weird. Um, the United States Marine Corps in their full blue dress uniform were guarding the door and were part of the entrance
Like
to the
the old,
cage.
do you remember
Like,
the old King of the Ring back in the day when they had like the jesters or whatever opening the door for the wrestlers to come out?
yes, yeah,
It's
that
kind of
was
like it was
yes,
kind of
very
like that.
similar. It's actually very similar. But then they had prop Minutemen, like guys in old 18th century Revolutionary War
Oh Jesus.
uniforms. Like it, the, the pageantry and the pomp and the circumstance, quite weird. I don't know why we couldn't just done this at the arena down the street. I don't know why we had to do this on the lawn of the White House. And then guess what? Outdoor event, subject to weather conditions. So the fight was actually delayed by like 20 minutes because of rain.
I think it was an
And there's no
hour in the
cover.
end, I think, wasn't it?
No, 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 no,
Was it
no.
not?
It was only about 20 minutes. It might have rained for an hour, but the actual broadcast was only delayed about 20 minutes. Um, but yeah, like it was just like they called it the claw, the little
Man, visually, it looked
whatever
cool.
the grid was.
I'll give them that. It looked cool as shit visually.
I guess so. Visual, yeah, but that none of this shit should have happened at the White House.
But yeah, it could have been at
I don't
the. I don't know
understand.
what the is it still the Capital One Arena? I'm not sure. The one in DC where it's like 18,000. Have at
They could
it.
have just had it at whatever arena, yeah. So, um, the actual event itself could only hold about 4,000 people. So it seemed to be servicemen, people in our United States military,
Fair
and
play.
then obviously a lot of press and media. But then there's a whole other perimeter south of the White House where you could just watch it on a big screen in the courtyard. And you're just like, oh yeah, that's just happening up the street. Wow, look at them hit each other. Like, just
But yeah, I
I
remember
don't know. It
like
was
what you
such a
said. It was kind of
spectacle that I
it was very white trash redneckish in that it was kind of like we if you go to like a friend of the like a friend's family birthday or and they have it on the lawn and then the drunk uncles get into a fight and then once after the fight he's go, hey, Kamala Harris is a man. It's like, okay, Uncle Dave, like sit down, Jesus Christ. It kind of got weird.
They got a little weird. They got a little weird. But again, all seven fights were fantastic. I went 6 for 7 on my picks,
Ooh,
and then still lost $50 on DraftKings, anyways.
no, swings around about, so yeah.
It was a bummer. That was a bummer. But I was just like, oh, good. At least I still know how fights work.
Yeah, no, you know your stuff. You could be the next Ariel Hawani.
I probably could be.
Maybe that's what we needed. Waffle Box MMA hour.
I mean,
I wish
I
I
don't
could.
have the Paramount Plus. I don't have
You don't have
ESPN
Paramount
Plus.
Plus?
No, I don't have P Plus. I don't have E Plus. I don't have D. Actually, I do have D Plus, but I don't have anything that will give me access to UFC fights anymore.
Don't
And
even
once
start
they
that
crossed
ESPN.
over to ESPN, the entire UFC website went to shit. I used to be able to like just look at a UFC card and go like, okay, these are the stats I have in front of me. They're very basic, but I'm gonna go like, oh, this guy will win. And I used to do pretty good, but then ESPN got involved, and all of a sudden now the stats got more advanced to where like he kicks with his left foot 37% of the time. I was like, I don't care about that. I just want to know like how many times is he gonna hit a motherfucker? Like just tell me how many times he's gonna punch a guy. That's all I need to know. And you're like, he uses his right shin 12.8% of the time. Like, what? Who needs to know that? Nobody.
Is there a which shin will he kick him with prop bet? I don't know. If not, stop telling me this stuff.
Yeah.
I don't get me started on ESPN because I have ESPN Plus, but I don't have ESPN Unlimited. So I am limited to what I can watch on ESPN. This is very frustrating.
Nah, I think you'd be fine without it.
I'm surviving. I am like Gloria Gaynor, baby. I am
As long
surviving.
as you know how to love, I know you'll be all right.
Exactly. That's the main thing. Um, what else? Anything else, or should we just get into whatever I've concocted into this top story segment?
Real quick, the Golden State Valkyries have two rivals now, the
Oh,
Aces and the Sparks. They
which one's the
are
newer
0
one?
for the Valkyries are the newer one.
Okay.
But the other two teams have been there for one of the teams have been there since the very beginning, and I believe that is the Sparks. Well, that's Los Angeles, and then Las Vegas Aces. Um, the Valkyries are 0 and 9 for their entire franchise against
Woof.
the Aces. Yeah, it's pretty difficult. It's pretty difficult. And then they're 0 and 2 for the season with the Sparks. By the way, that last game we had with the Sparks, it was really close, dude. Like at one point the Sparks were up by like 15, then the Valkyries were up by 11, but then it just kept going back and forth, like literally up 1 point differential for most of the game, and then it just wasn't enough, and the Valkyries lost by like 5 or 6. Like, but it was as far as losses go, and it confuses a lot of people when I say this, it was a good loss. Like it could have been a blowout, but it was like
But they
those
showed
women fought
spirit.
hard. They mad hard. They
What's
did
up with
not
that?
give up.
What's up with that nickname though? That's the Sparks. That's kind of a lame nickname. Like the New
Los
York
Angeles,
Liberty.
it's
That makes sense. New York
mhm,
Liberty State. The Aces makes Los Angeles because Blackjack and all that shit.
mhm,
What's
mhm.
Sparks? What's that?
I think it has something to do with just Los Angeles, Hollywood. It's something to do with stars. I don't know. But guess
Yes.
what? There was once upon a time a much worse name, and that was what the Valkyries were going to be at first. They were going to be the Golden State Warriors of the WNBA.
Oh, they were just gonna
They were
call themselves the Golden
that's
State
what their
Warriors.
name was for the very first 6 months of their creation before we even touched the pine. And then
Well, they're
someone
gonna
went, "That's fucking stupid."
if you can take someone else's nickname, the best one because obviously in I think it's the NHL that they have the Dallas Stars, right? In NHL,
Yes,
like that would be a good
the
nickname for
Dallas
Los
Stars are a
Angeles.
thing.
The LA Stars. That'd be a great name.
Well, hmm, yeah, I mean, you can't. I'm sure there's some. I'm sure there's some copyright against it, dude.
Well, I
So,
mean, they
anyways,
just don't
someone
try
got
to
their head
steal
out
the
of their
Golden
butt
State
and was like,
Warriors.
"We're just gonna call you the Valkyries."
Yeah, whatever. It works. Cheers to them. Is it how far into the season
Yay!
are we? Are we close to the playoffs? I'm not. Okay.
No, we're not. No, the playoffs won't be before September. So, but we're doing very well. We could be doing a lot better, but we're doing pretty good for what we are. Again, we're still the newest team. We still have a lot to learn. They Coach Nakase is still making some very aggressive trades where she's like, "Yeah, I know you scored 19 last night, but what did you do today?"
Ooh,
Later,
he went
we're
Janet
trading you
Jackson on
out.
their ass. What have you done for
Dude,
me lately? Do 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 do.
it's like that.
Jeez, cutthroat.
Hmm. And guess what? It is producing a better team, but it's also confusing a lot of fans, a lot of brand new fans who've never seen a sports match before this year.
You know what? Speaking of that, right?
It's
Last
very
thing.
funny to look at the Facebook fan groups for the Valkyries, and just see like people make the weirdest declarations. One woman went like, "I really wish people would just not stand around in the aisles and just like talk. This isn't a social event. We're watching a basketball game. If I could, I'd like to pass out 900 business cards to say just sit down and shut up. And I was like, so in your wildest fantasy, where you could be the coach of the Valkyries, you could be a referee for the WNBA, you could be one of the players of the Valkyries. Your wildest fantasy is you want to be a an arena usher.
You want to be a
Shut up.
librarian in a sports arena.
You want to be the Karen of the arena.
Can you
People are having a good
could you just
time.
can you just keep it down? Trying to think
Yeah.
over here watching this game.
By the
Speaking
way,
of,
the Valkyries. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead,
no,
man.
I was going to change the subject completely. So please finish your thought on the
Yeah, let's change
Valkyries.
the subject. That's
Well, I
fine.
was going to say, like, we mentioned Karen. Is there a male version of Karen? Because I saw one yesterday.
Um, I think they're calling them Kens,
Ken's? Okay.
but
Oh, I saw.
but we're guys. We can just call them assholes.
Yeah, I saw a bunch
How
of.
about that?
I
We
saw a
just
bunch
call
of
them
asshole
assholes.
Kens. So there's like nearest. So I live in a town in New Jersey, close to the George Washington Bridge. That's as much information as you're getting from me, suckers. And so sometimes there is like a large amount of traffic going towards George Washington Bridge. And so the local
Okay.
towns to try to avert this traffic to get it out of the residential areas, they'll like between certain times they'll close streets, right? And how they do it
Hmm.
is they just put some cones out and then they fuck off and leave them alone. And shockingly, some people ignore the cones and just
Hmm.
drive around the cones, right? And it's like, it's first, there is a kind of like, oh, fuck's sake. Like, just, I am British, so I'm kind of like, could you just not obey the law, please? Could you not, please? But whatever, I'm not going to let it ruin my day. But then while I was smoking my cigarette yesterday, I could see there was two local people standing there with their phones out, and you could tell they would every time a car technically broke the law, they were filming it. I'm like, what are you even gonna do with that? You're probably just gonna put it on like a Facebook group or something. Like, just enjoy your day.
Look at what I
Why you get?
saw. Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's like just
It's a waste of energy. I agree
it's.
1,000%.
Why do people have to just? You know, I'm too relaxed. I need to go out of my way to annoy myself. Just stop it.
Okay. Good problem to have again. Yeah, again, like, I understand touch grass is a thing the kids are saying these days, which is kind of like also go fuck yourself. But in this case, sp spend that time better. You know, like don't
Like it was a
you're hanging
beautiful
out
day
on
yesterday. Just
an
sit in your
interstate,
yard.
sit in your
Stop
yard, have a
filming
beer,
random cars.
shut the fuck up. Yeah. Um. Yeah. So once upon a time, if our schedules had aligned better, we were going to do a review for Scary Movie 6. And there actually is a thing about Karens. Young woman is on the New York subway. Old Ghostface starts to murder the shit out of her. I'm not going to get to the jokes, but the as the girl is being murdered, a standby, a woman on the train goes, "Oh my God, she's being murdered!" Blah 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 blah, and that offends her for some reason. That's not even the joke, but she's like, "Shut up, you Karen! That's not my pronouns or whatever." And she's like, "Fuck you, bitch! My name is Karen," and then she just stabs the shit out of her more with Ghostface. And I was just like, "Yeah, I actually know a girl. I actually know women named Karen. This is wildly offensive. Just hey, how about we adults and just call them cunts? Why do we gotta call them Karens?
I'm
That's an
trying.
actual person's name."
Like America, you need to be more comfortable with the word cunt. I'm just saying.
Or a bitch or an asshole or whatever, man. But like you're using someone's real name. Like go fuck yourself. Like
Like I
anyways.
know people in 2026 that are still like legit. Like, can you not say that word? It's like, fuck, grow up. Like, Jesus Christ.
Mm, I get
Ah,
I, I get their
cunts.
point of view, but also once upon a I used to hate the word cunt. And then one day I looked around and I was like, holy shit, I'm actually surrounded by cunts. And then I just let it fly liberally. Like I don't care. Um,
It happens.
let's go back to World Cup. I
Okay.
understand I forget who they were playing, but apparently the Japanese were in Mexico.
Right.
And at the end of whatever match they watched, they cleaned the entire arena.
They do that. They do that every game. They've been doing that for
Yeah.
years.
Yeah.
Very nice
And
people.
then the Scottish got involved. Not only the Scots, but the Tartan Army, which are also Scottish, from
Yeah.
what I understand. But that's a whole separate group of
They're like the hardcore
Scottish
ones. They're the
people.
ones like Braveheart. They have their face painted, they have the kilts on and everything.
Okay, okay, that would have been nice to read in the article because that makes them way more intimidating. Um, they had a match in Boston, the Scots, and
Oh,
then
Boston loves the Scottish people now. They're obsessed with them.
yes, they do. One, the Scots and the Tartan Army drink all the beer in Boston, which is very impressive. And then
Yep.
two, when they went to their little meet and greet, they also cleaned the entire park to when the custodian of the park just showed up, expecting long. Oh shit! There's not even like one hot dog wrapper on here, man. Like I could take a nap. This is what a glorious day. Like I want Japan and Scotland to face each other now,
Oh,
and it'll be the cleanest. It'll be the cleanest game in the world.
it would be, but it's not going to happen because Scotland suck.
Oh, that's a shame.
I
Well,
mean,
guess what?
they won a game, but you know, it's England, Scotland. It's kind of a rivalry, so they can suck a dick.
Well, you know what? Just despite your rivalry, hey, world, hey, United States, let's be more like Japan and fucking Scotland, and let's
Just
pick
clean
up
up
after
after
ourselves,
yourself.
even when
Yeah.
there's not a goddamn game going on. How about that? Like, what a radical idea. I know.
But yeah, I think I saw that video of the park guy, and he was like, they can drink.
Mm, it's very
But
impressive.
I've been in that situation before, similar situation. It's been a huge pride of mine. I remember when I went to a local, it's like a smallish airport, and me and my friend's flight was delayed by I think 2 hours, and they ran out of beer in the airport. It was like a very small airport
Wow.
with one bar, but there was like, because it was like when we
Okay.
started getting more beer, we noticed that they were kind of warmish, and they were like, "Yeah, you finished all of it. Like we're just bringing this in now. Sorry." So
Very
yeah,
impressive.
but it was
Very
lukewarm.
impressive.
Anyway, we're 32 minutes into the show. Shall we find out what's been going on in this
Damn.
crazy way? Wiki while. I'm not upset that we're going
Yeah,
along.
man. What
Yeah,
have we been missing?
we've got to give the people what they want. You know, we've been missing 5 weeks, so who cares if we go along? But there are some great stories I want to talk to you about, and I think we're going to do it right now in a segment that we like to call the top stories.
It's now time for this week's top stories.
I will say it's not the
Bubbles.
same without seeing you dancing a little jig and then doing the bubbles.
You know, trust me, I'm still doing my little shimmy. Doing that just for you, buddy. All right.
Beautiful stuff. Right. We got some scams to talk about. First
Oh
one.
dear.
So, a 12-year-old girl in India decided, you know how, like, you know, when she gets to 12, 13, you know, rebellion, let's rebel against the
Happy
parents.
13th birthday, little Monjai. You now you get to run your own fraud outfit.
Yeah. So she was like, rather than just sneaking out and partying and drinking with her friends and, you know, bust me, blah, blah, blah. No, this crazy bitch decided to take it a whole nother level by staging her own kidnapping and demanding
What?
a ransom from her parents.
Damn, yo.
Like, what the fuck? Like, she vanished, she disappeared, and then from like, she got a burner phone and like and did a voice and sent letters and yada yada yada, which is fucking nuts, right? It also involved like text messages, the abduction story, and a cash demand, right? But
Damn.
unfortunately, though, only a few hours later, before the family could even start arranging the ransom money, police located the girl in a house nearby. Ugh, whoopsie poopsie.
She was just down the street.
Yeah, she was just on a phone with the cloth on it. No, you have to send you have to send me I don't know what's
Romney,
India
it's time
rupees,
for dinner. Come downstairs.
1,000,000 rupees.
Romney, it's time for dinner. Come downstairs. You and your friend.
Um, Police located the girl, and she was in no apparent danger. And during questioning, she admitted that she had made the whole kidnap story up just to extort money out of her parents. Right? So basically, what it's saying is that her parents were not the wealthiest of parents, and so she was
Okay.
upset that they were like not buying her the stuff that she wanted, and so obviously 12-year-olds are kind of stupid. So she was like, okay,
Yes.
well, they haven't got money to buy me stuff. So what I'll do is extort money out of the people that I know haven't got money. Like, brilliant. Fucking idiots. This is why kids are stupid. But I mean, to be fair though,
The math is bad on that one.
the
The
math is
math is
bad. But
definitely bad.
thinking back, and it is a while, when I was 12, like I think when I was 12, I was still like whenever we'd get like a new like washing machine and there would be this giant box in the house, I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna turn this into a spaceship. I think I was still roughly like in that kind of maybe mindset. I can't remember exactly, maybe
You
12.
were definitely single digits when you came up with this, because I know
Maybe.
I was.
But it's like, who the fuck thinks of that? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go run away. I'm gonna get a burner phone. I'm gonna send text messages and try to get rent. Like, what the fuck? That's
I want to
nuts.
say something similar happened on the East Coast, in your neck of the woods, where a kid was like mad his parents wouldn't give him like $50 or whatever for the new Xbox game or whatever, and then yeah, he staged his own kidnapping. I don't know how it ended, but
He
they
died.
obviously discovered he.
Maybe,
I
maybe.
wouldn't
I
be
don't know.
surprised if that actually happened because stupid things happen to stupid situations with stupid people. So,
Around this nigga, we got
so what
ravaged
was
by
the
a
result of this
raccoon.
young lady's?
Well, right now, as of the writing of the story, I think they're still kind of working out exactly what to do because it's like, well, technically, okay, this is what you did was illegal, but you're also 12. What do we do here? So I'm not 100% sure exactly what's going to happen to her, but it's probably going to hinder herself in the future.
She's
That's
not going to get into a good college.
no,
Or she's
because
going to get into a great college. I don't like it's going to go one of those ways.
you showed great
Like,
initiative.
so at the age of 12, you faked your own kidnapping and put together a plan and a burner phone and we need more people like you.
Or maybe, but
Welcome to
then
Harvard.
at the same point, you kind of like you have all these things in your resume and all that, blah, blah. Did you make this shit up as well, you bitch? Like, you
No.
don't be able to trust her.
Trust is
She could
gonna
be
be
like
very
the
thin with her.
Indian, what's the guy's name from Catch Me If You Can? No, Catch Me If You Can with Leonardo DiCaprio.
That was a movie. I
Yeah,
don't know there were any
maybe.
Indian guys in it, but I haven't seen it in
Yeah, but
forever.
she could be the Indian version.
Oh,
You
gotcha.
see what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yes,
Next thing you know, she's a fucking
she could
pilot.
totally get a job with the federal government. Like we uh we need to understand who's making we want you to investigate who's making up fake kidnappings and what's
Like,
real.
yeah. Now she's like fucking 12 and like in an office analyzing ransom notes, going, fuck, this backfired tremendously. Fuck.
I fucked up and got successful. Oh no.
Well, no, you never know. They might be like, instead of getting punished, you have to do this shit for free for a certain while. You know what I'm saying?
No, they pay for that shit still, but yes, it is. It's it's awkward for everybody.
Yeah. Right. That one was pretty wild, but this one,
Rewarding me with a paycheck?
right, this next scam is insane on every level because it's kind of like, how did this even happen? Like, how did this even last 5 minutes? And yet it's going to escalate. Get ready. So
Please. Okay, I'm gonna shut up.
a 37-year-old, take notes, a 37-year-old woman in Brazil
3-7%.
spent 14 months convincing a family that she was a 12-year-old autistic girl
Oh,
who had
I think I sent you
escaped
this article.
an abusive home. Now you're thinking, oh, maybe, okay, maybe she's like sending them letters and whatever to try to extort money out of them. Oh, no, no, no. This went further. She fully committed to the role, using a baby bottle, a pacifier, a high-pitched voice, and stories of trauma to explain why she looked much older. So they met this 37-year-old woman and believed she was 12. Like
She
I
must
have,
be tiny.
like I have seen, because hey, ladies, some of you look great. Like when I'll meet someone and you go, oh, how old are you? And, oh, I'm 40. You get the fuck out of here. You look in your 20s. They look good.
Mm-hmm.
But I've yet to meet a 37-year-old woman and go, have you done your homework? You look like that's never. That's insane. The family took her in,
Mm-hmm.
paid for all of her expenses, threw her a 12th birthday party, which means when they first met her, they believed she was 11. Okay.
Yeah, right.
And they made plans to adopt her. The scheme finally collapsed when a suspicious relative, thank fuck there's one smart person in the fucking family, discovered that she was actually an adult with a history of similar scams. She was finally arrested and charged with fraud and identity theft. Who the fuck? So she stole the identity for 12. But
Probably.
like, it's kind of like this is one of those crimes. And there is no victimless crimes. Obviously, the family that paid a lot of money to adopt her and yada, 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 yada. But at some point, if you know, like when you see like maybe like a documentary or something, or you hear about a certain crime, and you're like,
Mm-hmm.
do you know what? Fair play. Good on, like, well done. You should get away with that. Like, if you can convince, as a 37-year-old woman, if you can convince a family that you're a 12-year-old girl and they pay for you, have at it. At worst case, you get caught. Hey, that's wrong. That's illegal. Go on, run along, you little scamp. Don't do it again. Like, well done. What are your thoughts on that?
So speaking of documentaries, there's a similar situation currently on the HBO Max. It was an
The
ID
HBO Max.
Discovery. The HBO Max, not
Not the other
that
one.
fake HBO Max. The HBO Max. Um, through investigation discovery, um, it's called The Curious Case of Hannah Grace.
Okay.
And I think I've sent you a couple texts about this in the past. It has
Possibly.
3 seasons now. This family, this Caucasian couple, they decided to adopt one day, and they adopted this little girl from a nation that now no longer exists. So her birth records got lost. She's
Mm.
also technically medically a midget. For all you white ladies out there that are upset about that, guess what? Most midgets aren't afraid of being called midgets. So don't fight for them. They can stand up for themselves. Not a joke.
Yeah, I
Um,
was gonna say
so
I'll leave that one alone.
yeah, well, you don't have to because it's not a slur. So anyway, they ended up adopting this little girl who happens to be a midget from a third world country that no longer exists. Some Eastern European company,
Like
a country
Yugoslavia.
that again doesn't exist anymore. So
That doesn't
like
exist anymore.
birth records and everything is just kind of missing. So they're kind of like, she could be 8, she could be 9, she could be 6. We're not 100% sure because of all these different. They all of a sudden discover like, oh shit, we made a mistake and we have no business being parents. They then decided to make it. They saw the movie Orphan,
Right.
which Mike, I don't remember if you know what that is. That's a movie about a woman who is also a little person who faked being 12 years old despite being 30. And then she murders everybody in the house.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
They saw that movie, and then they decided to take the details from that and transfer it onto this young lady named Hannah Grace. Which, by the way, when you're a single digit child, I don't care how tall you are, that's all of a sudden confusing. 'Cause, like, you're not actually 8 years old. You're actually 27. And you're like, what? I don't feel 27. I don't even know what 27 is. Like, eh? Like they
It's
went out
when
of their
Kurt
way
Cobain got murdered.
to
Pay
have
attention.
her no, so no one gets murdered. Happy to say that. And I'm sorry,
Kurt
this is
Cobain
going to be a
did.
long story. All right, enough. Um, they went out of their way to get her not only legally emancipated, but have her age changed to 21. They then went out of their way to rent an apartment for her and then dropped her off. She's still an 8-year-old child who has no idea what to do. So she's not bathing. She's barely dressing herself. She's a little person and a child at the same time, so she can't like reach the counters. Um, just this thing goes on and on and on and on and on, and to the point where like they're making up stories like you were standing over me with a knife. I was like, I'm 8 years old and I'm 3'5". How am I standing over you with a knife? Like it got to that whole situation here. Um, it's bonkers. Uh, the Curious Case of Hannah Grace, 3 seasons, HBO Max. I absolutely definitely recommend. It's right up there with Tiger King, Taco King. It's right up there with Tiger King, where you're just like, and then it gets crazier and then it gets crazier, and then it gets crazier. She eventually finds a very nice family that adopts a lot of children, and then it gets crazier. Like,
So basically, it was like real life big, but less fun.
I don't think that's a good comparison, but I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, yeah.
And yes, still less fun.
But there was no dancing on a piano.
No,
Hmm. Well, I
no. In
mean,
fact,
Tom
when
Hanks
when
seemed to
when
make
little
it.
girl is acting inappropriate because she's just little girl and doesn't know better, other parents are like, no, she seems to be a little person, so she could be 8 or she could be fucking 27. Like, don't touch my son.
What I want to know is that what documents did they need to show to to legally have her recognized as a 21-year-old? Like what?
You know, they don't really get they went through a lot to do that. To the point
Like
where it's like, you spent extra money on this shit?
yeah,
Like,
that
no, they
seems too much effort.
it's so much goddamn effort when they could have just dropped her back off at the orphanage. Um, yeah, it's a wild story. I think season 3 gets a little exploitive, but you could also argue that about the entire series. But yet, like at one point, the adopted dad and her sit down together, and they're doing that face off, and she's like, "You claimed I was trying to murder you," and he's like, "Well, this is the dad. I was in a weird space. Wife was being abusive to me, and I was just rolling with everything." Da, 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 da. They film him crocodile tears all in the living of whatever spot they rented for that set one day. They then follow him out of the house. He then gets into his
Truck.
sports car.
Oh,
I'm gonna
sports
just
car.
say it's a Camaro. I don't remember what it is. But all of a sudden he's like, deuces, and he just starts blaring techno music and then just peels out down the street. It's like, you cocksucker.
Ah, what an asshole. But like, what's the point of acting
It's
if you're just
the
gonna do
curious
that?
case. Right.
Um,
He deserved the Academy Award that day for best cocksucker in the industry.
I'm sure there is an award in a certain award ceremony. Anyway, finally in the top stories, we normally do Dumb World Record, which is coming up soon, but we also have apparently dumb addictions. So, have you ever heard people? You know how like some people say they're addicted to shopping. I'm a shopaholic. It's like-
Hmm.
So, South Korea takes this very seriously, apparently. And they have created something to try to help with people who are addicted to shopping. And it's
Mm-hmm.
like we mentioned earlier that, there are some people that are very sensitive to the word cunt. I'm about to say another
Mm-hmm.
word that a lot of people are very sensitive about. So if you are very sensitive, please cover your ears for the next
Mike's gonna drop an N-bomb.
5 seconds. But this is fucking retarded, okay? Right? So
Oh,
South,
okay.
yeah, no, it was, yeah. So South Korea's found a problem with, no. So they have seen a rise of so-called shopaholics, blah blah blah. So they've created what they call quote unquote dopamine sites. So these are fake online stores designed for people who enjoy the thrill of shopping, and where users can browse fake products, read fake reviews, fill their shopping cart, check out, and they can even track their quote unquote delivery making its way to their place, even though no money is being parted and nothing is actually being shipped.
Oh, so
The
it's
I
like Temu and Wish,
Yeah. So, fuck,
except they take your
I got
money.
the fucking drum roll because I ain't got a fucking soundboard. Anyway, but that was a good one. Boom. You
Thank you.
deserved that one. The idea is to satisfy the psychological reward of shopping. Who, I mean, each to their own, but the psychological reward of shopping? Who buys something, hits buy now, and it's like, fuck yeah, nailed that. That's weird. I don't know. While avoiding impulsive purchasing and debt. Supporters say it helps curb spending, whilst critics argue it may actually be reinforcing the same compulsive behaviors instead of addressing their root causes. Like, how? I know I like to say that Waffle Box Podcast is like the Planet Fitness of podcasts, where it was a judgment-free zone. But it's so, oh, fuck, yeah, oh.
I don't know. I just shit
I
at
just
a
want to
lot of
buy
people
some
based
stuff.
on the way I use cunt.
It's so fucking weird.
I
Weird.
bought something. I bought bladeless fans that are supposed to connect to like my belt loop and then
Wait,
keep me
what?
cool for like 3 to 4 hours at a time.
So you have
Um,
like a thing you attach to your belt, and it's a
yeah,
fan.
mm-hmm. And
Was
it's
it
supposed to just like blow right up my shirt and keep me cool for 3 to 4 hours at a time. They come in
fascinating?
packs of three, allegedly. I
That's
say
it.
allegedly because I purchased this thing in May, got a tracking number. It started, I was surprised, like, oh, this started off in Iceland. I don't like that. And
Mm,
then, surely enough, it made its way out of Iceland to the United States through customs, out of customs, and then landed somewhere in Tennessee and has been there since June 9th.
oh,
I finally reached out to the company and, like, um, it's been 2 weeks. Why is this thing still stuck in Tennessee or Oak Ridge or wherever it is?
what's my
And then
groin
they're like,
fan?
well, based on this tracking number, your order is still on the way. And then I clicked that link and it was like, this thing started in Georgia, then went for some reason to China, and is now moving all through the provinces of China. Like, hey, this isn't okay, guys. You're definitely fucking with me now. Like, I'm expecting to be out. But guess what? When I did click that send button at the time, I was like, yes, in 3 weeks. I'm actually gonna be cool at an indoor basketball game. Like, because 18,000 people, that collective body heat gets pretty warm. It gets pretty warm,
Yes, it
Mike.
does. I remember in a similar situation. I remember when during a Knicks game at the bar that I work at, it was packed with people, and so obviously it started getting very warm, and so I went to the back of house and adjusted the air conditioning to make it cooler in the restaurant slash bar.
Hmm. Hmm.
But then as the game ended and literally just everyone fucked off at the same time, within 5 minutes I was like, it's fucking freezing in here because all that body heat had gone. Like, oh my
Hmm.
god! science. It's amazing. But here's the thing.
This is
so
all. Oh,
here's the
go
thing
ahead.
where I think I'm not again judgment-free zone. I'm not judging you. Buy what you want to buy. But I often find it's fascinating things like that where it's like, oh, hey, this product, you should buy this product. This product's great. Oh my God, it's so reliable, never breaks. But you have to buy three at a time. So why are you selling threes? Like it makes it sound like the first two are gonna break pretty quickly.
No, my rationale was like, oh, the battery's gonna die, need a spare. So like that's that, and they're the size of a silver dollar. Like
That's very
it's not
small.
like it's taking up a lot of storage. So, however, of all the things I've purchased through Facebook, this is the first one, maybe dozens of times now. This is the first one that has just like failed me, and I'm like, oh, I think I got scammed.
It happens.
Long pregnant pause.
Yeah,
Yeah, it happens. It happens. So
I'm
I'm
just
gonna
trying to
call the
think
bank
like
probably tomorrow.
so where so does the fan have to point up? Like how does it attach? Like how does it
I would love to
work?
know. I- if
But
it ever gets here, I'll let you know.
but
But the
I've
idea
often
was,
seen those like the bladeless fans in like Target and things like that, where it's just kind of like it looks like a Stargate. It's just like a
Mhm,
big like a loop with nothing in it, and yet it's blowing
mhm.
cold air at me, and it's like this. What is this witchcraft? I don't understand it. So you
Yeah,
have one attached to your
we,
belt. That's pretty deep. That's pretty sweet.
we may never know.
We
I
will
wear
know.
suspenders now at work to keep my pants from falling down because that's a thing now. So I imagine I would just have attached it to the strap of one of my suspenders, and then it would just shot air up at my face, which is what I want. It made sense
Okay.
at the time when I bought it, but when
You
I
just
just
get
click purchased, I definitely went, yes.
you felt that dopamine, baby.
I did because I was excited for my new product that is now not coming
What
in.
you should just get is one of those baseball caps with the little fan on, so it just blows at your face.
Yeah, that's not going to work. That's just not going to work aesthetically.
No,
So,
it's not. It's not a good look. You do look kind of special wearing that, but
yeah.
it is what it
My
is.
name's Cliff. Hi.
Said, don't disturb me while I'm cleaning my room. Shout out to Scary Movie. I actually sent that video clip to the group chat of people from work when it was like, "This is me when you text me on my day off." Hello, hello. Anyway, it's now time to find out what some crazy people are doing in their free time. All in the cause of getting a little piece of paper from an Irish brewery to say, yeah, you did some stuff. It's now time
Oh,
for this
crap.
week's Dumb World Record. Do-do-do-do. Of the week.
Your mom and I are so proud.
Why?
Why? Why would I? Why? Why?
Why? Why? Why? Why? Why would you want to do that?
Why indeed? And this one's a little short and sweet. And I say that
I like that.
literally and theoretically. German competitive eater Andre Olthoff added another achievement. I don't know any of his other achievements, so don't ask me. To his resume by setting the Guinness World Record for the most honey eaten in 1 minute.
Oh, how do you measure that?
Well, that I can tell you. During an event in Augsburg, Germany, Andre consumed 1,273 grams, which, for those who don't know what grams is, that equates to just over 2.8 pounds of honey. Like, so the average, I don't know if run of the mill, if people still buy bags of sugar. typically
They do.
a bag of sugar is like a pound. That's a pound.
That's right.
So almost 3 bags of sugar worth of honey this cunt slurped down in 60 seconds. I haven't watched the video personally, but the article that I read said that it's basically I'm what's the word I'm looking for? I'm kind of paraphrasing, but it's basically like if you watch the video of this guy eating 2.8 pounds of honey in 60 seconds, it's kind of like a car crash. It's like, that's disgusting, but I can't look away.
So, I mean, we're using pounds in this definition, in this example, but like if this man drank 2.8 pounds of water, and that's never been a volume that anyone's measured, that's still a lot of goddamn water.
Yes.
And this is honey, so it's thicker, and it's just harder to absorb, harder to consume. Like, and he did it in a minute.
In 60 seconds. So I have to imagine he either threw up or shit his brains out afterwards. Neither one of them probably was fine.
No. Like, that had to be some pornographic shit, dude. And I'm not trying to make a joke, and I'm not trying to fucking lead into anyone else's perversions, but like 2.8 pounds of honey in a minute. There's a lot of glucking going on there.
He's probably worked on his gag reflex. Or lack thereof.
Dude.
But again,
he literally could have just drowned himself with that shit. Like, again, honey, very thick.
As with most of these,
we're not making jokes here.
All it leads you to is like, why? At what point in your life did you like, you know what, I think I can really quickly eat a lot of honey?
300 plus episodes that we've been doing this segment, and it always comes back to why did you think this was a good idea?
Okay.
I think there's maybe only been one example where we've been like, yeah, I get why he did that. And I don't remember what it is, because there's been 300 other examples of like, why would you do that?
228.
What the fuck is wrong?
Yeah. You still with me?
I'm here.
Okay. See, this is the problem. See,
I was letting you.
In case you're frozen.
I was letting you meditate on that. Yeah.
Yep. So there you go. Congratulations, I guess. Haven't got the golf clap, but congratulations to Andre Ortolf for being able to gulp down 2.8 pounds of honey. Really fucking good with me. Fucking loser. Anyway.
You must be very popular in alleys and under bridges, sir.
Right? That's what I'm saying. These homeless guys fucking love him.
Sex bars.
As I cough rudely into the microphone. It's now time to quiz Mr. Hayes. Although I can't see his poker face, so good job we're not playing poker. It's now time for Kush to guess the age of 5 celebrities who are celebrating their birthday on the day of the release of this podcast. And Kush, oh my word, we've got 5 doozies. I'm excited for you to find out who they are. So on the other side of this jingle, we're going to be playing Celebrity Birthday Blackjack.
Place your bets. It's now time for Birthday Blackjack.
I also like to live dangerously.
Yes, it's now time for the June 24th edition of Celebrity Birthday Blackjack. If you've never played this game before, this is how it works. I'm going to list 5 celebrities that celebrate their birthday today on June 24th. And Kush, and if you want to play along at home, you have to guess how old they are today. And then across the 5 celebrities, you get a score based on your margin of error. So, for example, if a celebrity is 53 and you guess 47, you're 6 years out, so you score 6 for that celebrity. And then across the 5 celebrities, your aim is to score at 21 or below, hence why we call it Birthday Blackjack. As a little bonus caveat, if you are able to guess celebrity's age spot on,
perfect,
you get to deduct 5 points from your overall score. Kush has, this is cool, it's called Spade of Space, sucked in 2026. However, 5 weeks ago when we last released an episode, he was a winner, and not only a winner, chicken dinner, he got single digit win, baby. That's how you do it. So he is currently 3-9 on the year. Kush, are you ready to find out? Hey, 3-9 is better than 2-9. 2-10.
You are correct on that, yes, sir. By the way, I want to, for future reference, when you do the spade as a gimmick, a spade is a shovel, and that's what the actual proper term is. The other one, you didn't know. I'm not mad at you. I'm not accusing you of it. But a spade is a racist term. So
really,
the term is, we're calling it a spade a shovel because that's what it is. It's you're using synonyms. But a spade is going, oh, that's a black guy.
No,
yes, sir. It's in every goddamn TV show and movie and used so casually. Like, yeah, I know you wouldn't know.
Wow.
Maybe
I just thought it's kind of like I just thought you just calling it as it is. It's kind of like it's the bottle is a bottle. That's all right.
Negative.
Shit. Well, thank you for educating me, my friend.
Yeah, no, I know you weren't doing anything inappropriate, and maybe I should have saved that for off air. But
no, I'd much rather it be called out now rather than me carry on the rest of the episode. People thinking, "What the fuck did he just say?" But now
it's not even you know. I'm just me being me. I'm just me being me.
I appreciate you, my friend.
I love you, buddy.
Love you too. All right, so where were we? 3-9. June 24th.
Oh,
let's find out who's celebrating their birthday.
I'm somehow doing worse than the Giants. Oh, this is terrible.
Now I haven't got. Okay, so I'm gonna have to fake it. Ready? Number one. I haven't got the time.
Number one.
Number one. He is the absolute GOAT of soccer ball, Mr. Lionel Messi from Argentina. Argentina's Lionel Messi, Leo Messi, playing in the World Cup right now.
I don't follow the football. I don't follow the soccer, but I know the name Messi for some reason. Like,
I was gonna say,
he has
everyone
bled
knows Messi
through the cultural diaphragm. So I have to imagine he's still a pretty young dude. So I'm gonna say Mr. Messi, 24.
20.
I mean, you don't play soccer for 20 years and then become the greatest ever. Like you're either like great out of the gate, or you're just a middleman the entire time.
Well, sucks to be you, because Lionel Messi has been great out of the gate and has been great for a couple of decades, and it's incredible that he's still playing. This man is 39 years old today.
Oh, that's the game, kids. All right, sorry. Good night.
Which gives you out of the gates a score of 15. It's impressive.
Damn.
Don't worry.
Damn.
I feel there's a couple in here that you might get on the nose, and you can save this still. You can save this, I feel.
I am mad that you picked Messi. Like, again, like I've only finally heard about that guy the last couple of years. But again, I thought like, oh, he's the new hot thing. But guess what? Guess what, kids? Every overnight success took decades to get there.
Now, you're familiar with Cristiano Ronaldo, right?
Ronaldo, no-ish.
Let's just move on. Number two. Singer-songwriter who isn't afraid to give her brother-in-law a karate kick in a hotel elevator. Miss Solange Knowles. Solange Knowles. Happy birthday.
Yeah. Happy birthday, Solange. The video of her attacking Jay-Z over whatever he did to Beyonce, it's quite impressive. Especially this was right after that Ray Rice video. I don't know if we even want to get into that. Anyways, Solange. I wish I knew how old Beyonce was. Damn. I'm going to say Solange is pushing 40. Perfect.
Oh, she's 40 today! Boom.
Ed, what happened? What happened?
What?
We don't have the soundboard, so and then like
We do have the soundboard. I'm sharing it. Can you hear the sound? Can you hear soundboard?
No.
You can't hear the jingle?
I hear the music right now, but I don't know what just happened. Did I do good or not?
Right.
Perfect. Oh, hey.
There we go. Okay,
Hey.
you got through it. Jeez. Yes, she is 40 years old, which means you get to deduct 5 points from your score, which takes it down to a more respectful 10 after 2.
That helps so much. You don't understand, or maybe you do. But
I do.
It
Understand.
helps so much.
Number 3.
Number 3.
Scottish actor. Maybe he's part of the Tartan Army. Known best for his role as Jorah Mormont in Game of Thrones. Mr. Ian Glenn. How old is it? Ian Glenn. Did you watch Game of Thrones?
I did, but there's so many goddamn characters in that.
Okay, so you remember
I know characters better by like was he Captain Friendzone?
Well, okay, so Jason Momoa's character.
I know Jason Momoa. I know he played Count Dooku. Or
Yep.
whatever, yeah.
And then so his wife, the small white woman with the long white hair.
Yeah. Daenerys, Denny.
Yep. So Ian Glenn played his character was kind of like her, like
it was Captain Friendzone.
Yeah, exactly.
Had a crush on her the entire.
Yes. So
yes,
Captain Friendzone.
Okay.
Ian Glenn. How old is he now today?
He was already up there when that show came out. And by the way, he was probably like 36 when that show came out. I'm gonna say 46 now.
46.
By the way, the math on that is terrible, but the reason I came to that is so when I quit smoking cigarettes, I locked myself in my room and I watched the first 4 years of Game of Thrones to pass the time with my withdrawals.
It's a good show to do it.
It took a long goddamn time, but then I was like, okay, yeah, all right, and Captain Friendzone. So the math is bad, but I'm gonna say he's 46 years old.
Well, the math is bad because he is 65 years old today.
Oh no, that just undid everything we did.
Very much so, which now takes you up to 29 points.
By the way, that guy looks fantastic then for 65, or whatever he just told me he is.
65. So I think you're gonna need 2 spot-ons. Save this.
2 spot-ons. Still, nothing's gonna help. That's okay. We're here to play. Let's have fun.
Number 4. American.
I got this. Number 4.
Thank you. American Indian actress, comedian, writer, producer, and director, known for her roles in The U.S. Office and The Mindy Project. Miss Mindy Kaling. What is Mindy Kaling? Happy birthday, Mindy.
She's super pretty. But also, she seems like a headache. Even just when she's not playing herself, I feel like she would just drive me crazy. Having said that, 37.
37.
Like she was pretty young when she was on The Office already. She ain't old now, but I'm saying 37.
Even though you did say some sketchy things about her, she's pretty, but she's gone. She's very annoying me. You did compliment
she seems
her.
like such a fucking handful. No, dude, I would not.
Because you get
Fling with
37.
Mindy Kaling would be a lot of fun, but a relationship with her would be the worst.
Same. Anyway, she's not 37. She's 47 today, which now takes your score
I did her a
to
favor.
insurmountable 39 points. With
Well, now
one
she
to
has
go.
to give me an HJ.
Just a hate sheet?
You know what? Again,
You know what?
I want,
Speaking of the J's, one J I've never understood. The FJ. I've zero
FJ?
interest in receiving an FJ.
What's the FJ?
Foot job.
Oh yeah, I don't understand that either. Yeah, keep your ass away from my genitalia,
Like if
you
any,
monsters.
if a woman, just because of the way the male brain works, if a woman comes to me and offers me a J, it'd be hard to resist. But if I could be blue balls coming out my ears, so desperate. But if someone said, "Oh, do you want me to rub you off with my feet?" I'm like, "No, I'm good. I'll just do it myself. Thanks very much." So you
Keep that away from me, stupid. By the way, good for me that I did not know what the hell you were talking about.
No, yeah, congratulations. Just imagine I'm pressing the golf clap jingle button. Just imagine that in your head. Anyway.
I got this. Hey man, I'm your sandboard. I got you.
Could you do the
Number 5?
Number 5, thank you. Number 5, founding member of the legendary rock band Fleetwood Mac. It's Mr. Mick Fleetwood. Happy birthday, Mick Fleetwood. How old is Mick Fleetwood?
Yeah. Mick Fleetwood is the old guy in The Running Man. Do you remember The Running Man from 1987?
Sorry, I just got amazed by this change of tune in this jingle. No, I don't know what you're talking about, but that is a fun fact.
Have you not seen The Running Man with Arnold Schwarzenegger?
No.
Oh, it's fun. It's a very fun movie. I think you'll enjoy it a lot. You'd be like, why is this so much like The Hunger Games? The Hunger Games stole the idea from them. Anyways, Mick Fleetwood is part of the revolution in that movie.
Right, we
Goes by the
got
name
a
Mick.
minute left of this bed music. Let's wrap this up. Come on, let's go. Otherwise, we're going to be doing it in silence.
Fair enough.
No one wants to do it in
82.
silence. Although I'm liking
I'm already
the end
dead.
of this.
he's 82 years old.
He is indeed 79, which gives you an overall score of, this is getting really high pitched. Overall score of 42, which unfortunately, sir, means this week you are a loser.
You lose. Despite that one time I declared someone was 112 years old, I think this is like the worst. In the top 3 of the worst scores I've had this season.
It was a roller coaster. Like, you started off horrendously, and then you got a perfect score all the way back in the game, and then you fucked it up again. It's all over the fucking place.
I'm gonna
Like,
face palm my
thinking
hands.
in Glenn was 46 really just ruined it for you.
I mean, also I didn't know Messi. Like, I mean, I knew of Messi, but I didn't know. I generally thought he was a young kid.
24, you crazy whippersnapper. But anyway, there you go. So 3 and 10. Whatever. He's a little rusty. We'll forgive him for this one.
I mean,
Hopefully,
I had 5
we shall
weeks
be back.
off, but also this is not a good look.
It happens to us all. Anyway, but
I swear this
now
never happened before.
it's now time for you, sir,
Oh shit!
to take center stage. It's now your time to shine as Kush reviews a movie in a segment that we like to call Kush's Movie Review.
All right then.
Kush's movie review.
I'm just gonna go watch a movie.
This week's Kush's movie review is The Furious. The Furious sees Bill Kong, Frank Huey, Shan Tam stars Vin Diesel, Jason Statham, and Dwayne Johnson, respectively, in a prequel to the sequel's prequel as they drive stupidly powerful cars so fast that they break the time-space equilibrium until eventually they just become a stronger family. It's a great movie.
Nice.
Okay.
Very nice. So this has nothing to do with The Fast and the Furious.
I'm
I
going to
think this
assume
is confusing a lot of
you
people,
knew
but
that
this
was going to
also
be
isn't.
that was going to be the joke, though, right? You
I
knew
knew.
that was coming, right? Yeah.
I
I'm
knew.
not proud of
Yes,
myself,
yes, I did.
but yeah.
No, you know what? I've had to send out a bunch of texts saying, not to confuse the movie about cars, The Furious, dot, dot, dot. Anyways, we're talking about The Furious. It's rated R. This is a hard R.
Never harder.
It's 1 hour, 53 minutes, and it comes all the way from Hong Kong. The
Ooh.
original title, since it's a international film, yes, we're getting very classy here today. Who's Zen Yan? Which I guess somehow translates to The Furious. It is directed by
And
a man named Kenji Tanigaki. I don't think I pronounced his name right, but I'm going to mess up everybody's name in this review today here. However, he also directed a Donnie Yen movie, a remake of a Sammo Hung film called The Fattest Dragon, which is just Sammo. Are you familiar with Sammo Hung, Mike?
I'm a big fan of well-hung men. That was a bad
Outstanding.
pun. That's a bad
Sammo
pun.
Hung. I know, and I just went with it. I didn't correct you on that one. You know, well hung is when where I didn't do that shit. Anyways, Sammo Hung is a fat martial artist, and in the early 70s, late 70s, he was part of Jackie. So it was very impressive to see a fat guy do a backflip. You know,
Yeah.
it's still impressive to see that shit today. However, for some reason, a la the Nutty Professor, Eddie Murphy's The Nutty Professor,
Mm-hmm.
they put a fat suit on Donnie Yen, and then that guy had to do kung fu in an 80-pound fat suit. However, we're not talking about that movie. We're talking about The Furious. It's written by Tin Shu Mak, Zilong Li, Quan Sin Shum, and it stars Mao Zhe. Mao Zhe, by the way, is the little boy in the Jet Li movie My Father the Hero. If you don't understand that, Mike, the 2 out of 6 of our listeners might understand that. Jiang Lei, Quan Sin Shum, and then guess what? Excuse me. God damn it. I'm gonna need you to do some editing here, Mike.
Motherfucker.
But if you don't, that's okay too. So, writers are Tin Shu Mak, Zilong Lei, Quan Shu Shim, and it stars Mao Zhe, who is the little boy from Jet Li's My Father the Hero. Joe Taslim, he's most folks modern day would recognize him from the HBO Cinemax series Warrior. NU Yang is Little Girl, and then from the raid, give me the goddamn thing, IMDb. Oh, you're gonna be like that, huh? Ruhan from the raid. That guy played Mad Dog. If you're familiar with the raid, you know who Mad Dog is, and then he played a different character in the raid part 2 and was equally as vicious. We meet our hero. He's just a humble handyman. He goes from job to job. He's taking care of where mom is. Where I'm gonna guess she's no longer with us anymore. So he takes little girl with him on every job he has, and she's also little girl and has cell phone. So she annoys the shit out of him by putting Snapchats on her page while he's trying to do work, and that's wildly annoying to him. He's also trying to train her to not only take care of herself, but at the same time be a woman, which is hard for a single dad. Oh, by the way, our main character, he's deaf.
Oh.
He or mute. He's mute, so he can't speak. He can hear everything we say, but he cannot communicate without sign language. Okay. His name is Wang Wei. Don't laugh. And again, he takes his daughter on every job he goes to, and he's the best handyman in the world. He's also got a secret. By the way, spoiler alert, we never learn what that secret is except for everything that we see on the screen. However, at no point do we go like, special forces guy. He listens, does that, and he blah blah, and he punched out his commanding officer. We never hear any of that shit. We just know that like this guy's gonna fuck shit up. So one day he's trying to get his daughter a haircut, and he doesn't want her to be out of style, but he wants that shit to be short as possible. And she's like, I don't want short hair. And he was like, well, I don't care how beautiful you look. I just want you to be able to take care of yourself. God damn you, IMDb. You're killing me here. Anyways, they get into a fight as fathers and daughters do. And then she walks out to blow off some steam. And a little boy runs up to her and he's like, hey, my family was in a car accident. Please help me. I don't know what to do. Let's go this way. And she's like, oh my God, I have to help this person because I'm just a good person. So she and this little boy run down the road, down a fucking road, through an alley, and then all of a sudden, oops, psych, bitch. Hey, and you Yang, now you're kidnapped. And now you're going to be trafficked forever. Wang Wei, Miao Jie, goes like, my daughter's been gone for a whole 240 seconds. I'm suspicious here. And he sees her getting thrown in the back of a truck. And again, they went down a road, but he sees all this shit. And then this man starts chasing them. He starts chasing a car. He starts chasing a car so fast that he runs out of his slippers. He starts chasing a car so fast that his feet start bleeding. Like, this is how hard this movie goes. And you're just like, God damn, Wang Wei. Like, the only thing that prevents him from catching up to this vehicle that has his kidnapped daughter in it is another car just randomly hits him in traffic. They're not part of the thing. It's a complete just accident. But a whole other car has to hit this man to prevent him from saving his daughter. He goes into fucking attack mode. He's got a little secret compartment in the floor. All of his special weapons are there. His tactical equipment, his I'm gonna fuck you up gear. It's all there. And he goes on a mission. Joe Towson is an undercover cop trying to solve a case about who gives a shit. And eventually the two paths cross and they have some fantastic kung fu. By the way, Wang Wei has fucked up like 30 people at this point. Like, look, this movie was amazing. It deserves to be seen in theaters. And when this episode comes out, I don't even know if this will be in theaters anymore. It's a Lionsgate distributed movie for the United States. So it'll be on Netflix or Prime sooner than later, but this movie demands an audience, and it's very, very disappointing that more people didn't show up to this thing. Mike Fish, I give a review on this show every time we do an episode.
You do?
But I also do a series of text messages where I tell like 20 friends individually, because that group text shit is not okay. Um, like, go see this. This was the movie you need to see now. And then I explained it's a foreign film, not going to be here next week or in 2 weeks or whatever. Like, don't sleep on this thing. Go see it in the big screen. 99.999% of the time, no one takes my goddamn word about it. They're like, yeah, okay, cool. Or at best, they'll be like, I also saw it, and my opinion was ABC. Two people took me up on this. One was a friend in Portland, and she was like, I just ran a movie with a friend of mine, and we loved it. And I was like, awesome. Another friend actually took his whole family to see this.
Ooh.
His wife and his 13-year-old daughter.
It's a lot
She's
of
a little
pressure.
advanced compared to most American kids. But they're like, this is the most amazing recommendation you've ever given us, Kush. Thank you. Like, I was just like, okay, satisfaction complete. This movie is fucking amazing. This is the best goddamn kung fu movie, best goddamn action movie that we globally have seen in a decade, maybe plus, since the raid. At least since the raid. If you have access to see this movie, and it's not playing everywhere already, but if you have access to this movie today, Wednesday, the goddamn 24th of June, go, just turn the podcast off, go see the Prius right now. Like, this thing was amazing. I want to buy a copy of it as soon as I can. I cannot recommend this movie enough. I think you've all figured that out. I'm giving this a 6 out of 5. This movie was
Boom.
fantastic. Do I ever want to see it again? Maybe one or two more times. Is this going to win any little gold trophies in March next year? Absolutely not, because that's not how that shit
Really?
works. Um,
Well, because
but if you
the
love kung
hype is
fu,
real. Like,
if you
there is a lot of hype about this movie. I feel at worst it's gonna win one of those like random ones where like, oh, it's best wardrobe. Like, it's gonna win all best lighting. It's gonna win some random shit, but it's definitely gonna win at least
best case
one, surely.
scenario, best case scenario, it'll get a best foreign film nomination. But I doubt that'll even happen because no one's seeing this. Again, it's already got the handicap of just being Asian and in subtitles. And sometimes it's in English, but sometimes it's in Tagalog, but sometimes it's in Thai, but sometimes it's in Chinese. There's for all those other extra languages, but also Americans are just like, I don't want to read my movie. But also, all you fuckers saw Shang-Chi and the Ten Rings of Destiny or whatever. So,
Hmm.
and that movie was 70% Chinese, so missed all me with all that shit. But this is still a fact. People don't want to read their movies. Um, but this shit was amazing, dude. 6 out of 5.
This is the first ever 6 out of 5 rating. I mean, we've had like Believe the Hype out of 5 and things like that, but this is the first official
Mm-hmm.
6 out of 5 movie for the Furious.
And to for those who are first timers, the Believe the Hype is I didn't see the movie when it came out. I heard enough of the hype, and then I had to go like, well, oh my God, fucking hype. Like I saw this shit first day one of its American release. So that's why I'm giving it 6 out of 5. Like if you love kung fu movies, if you love action movies, like and by the way, this thing is grotesque. Like it's violent and it's bloody. There's hammers involved. Like I, I, people conveniently just don't have guns, but the ones that do, those guys get dealt with very quickly and very deadly. Like this movie was amazing. Go see The Furious. 1 hour, 54 minutes, 6 out of 5. It's a hard R.
It
Don't
sounds to
bring the
me,
babies.
by the way, by the way you describe it, is it fair to say this is a if you was to merge John Wick and Taken, you get this.
Yes, that's absolutely fair. That's 100% fair. It's
You nailed it.
definitely a lot of Taken. Um, and it's there's a lot of salt in this as well. So the John Wick comparison is also fair. How our hero never picks up a gun though.
Oh, that's disappointing.
Everything is with his feet, it's with his fists, and then just whatever blunt object that is next to him.
Oh, we
I
like
mean,
a
if he
bit of
picks
blunt
up a gun,
object.
he beats you to death with the gun. He doesn't shoot you.
Well, there you go. Look at that. The Furious. I'm sure you've heard about it. Now be about it. Check this out. Kush Hayes, first ever in
Ooh.
228 episodes of the Waffle Box podcast. The first ever 6 out of 5 for the Furious. Go check that shit out. Oof. Shall we now after that, you know, it was a
Love
great
it.
movie. There was a lot of
Can't wait.
like murder and things and sad things. Shall we just end this show on a high note? Should we end this show, this 228th episode, sending the people home happy with a warm and fuzzy feeling? Shall we do that, Kush?
228th. Yes, we should.
Good, because in that case, it's time for this week's feel good story of the week.
That's the coolest fucking story I've ever heard in my entire life. That's insane. Can I hear it again?
This week, so
Love you.
thank you, baby. You know, I've often spoke about my hatred for gender reveal parties. You know, dumb
Oh
as
yeah,
fuck.
but I agree.
So, but someone has taken the general idea of the gender reveal party and actually turned it into a thing about where people should actually give a shit about the outcome. Let me dive into this. So, Abby
Please.
Feltman, or Feltham, from the UK, who's currently living with brain cancer,
Oh no.
turned her latest MRI results into a quote gender reveal style cake moment. So instead of finding out
Oh.
the scan results in a typical medical update, she used the cake to reveal whether her tumor had grown or stayed the same. In a viral video that her and her boyfriend released, which already has 2.3 million views, she explained blue means that the tumor is stable, so we get to relax and enjoy our lives for the next 3 months until my next scan. Pink means there's growth, and so I have to get more chemotherapy. So both her and her boyfriend close their eyes and start digging at this cake, and it's a very nice moment because they've got their eyes closed, but we can see the color. And we can see that the blue is coming out from the cake, and so you get to see this beautiful moment when you know they see the tumor is stable. That's great news, and in the most British way of realizing that hey, my brain tumor isn't getting any worse. Abby yells, "Yeah, my God, my tumor is stable." And I get to eat cake. Cheers. So it's always cancer sucks. I think we can all agree on that. Like that might be
Yeah, yes,
unfortunately
hard
one
agree.
of the very few unifying. Like I can't think you're gonna find one human being on this earth that is pro cancer. I think we can all agree that cancer sucks. So it's nice when, even though she's still got some journey ahead of her to get it all clear, but still, it's a victory nonetheless. It's always nice to see, how horrible that disease is, and when someone gets a small win. So I thought that was a nice little story I wanted to bring up to you.
Yep. As a person who's lost a couple of folks now to cancer, yeah. Okay, fingers crossed and knock on wood there. Good on you. I'm gonna have a conversation with you about this afterwards.
Let's do it. Oh, that's a whoop. We're getting ahead of ourselves. Jesus, that was a wrong. There we go.
I think you were right.
There we go. Okay, but all in all, I feel. Oh, Jesus Christ!
Oh my God, are you okay?
No, I've been suffering with a cold, and obviously I've been working. I don't want to, get the tiny violins out, but I have been working. So it's been lagging. It's been hard to shift this cold.
I get it. And with
so
fucking quad thing. Yeah.
Yesterday, in the grand scheme of things, we confirmed, this is what we're doing, and I started working on the artwork. I was very excited about today's recording, and then this morning I woke up like just full of cold, and I was like, fuck, and I was like, no, I'm gonna fight through it, because God, I'm not missing another week. Fuck that.
A lesser man would have canceled today.
But whatever. Who needs a voice? Anyway.
You got a voice. You'll have your voice, Tony.
Woo! That wraps up episode 228. After 5 weeks out of the saddle, I thought we did good. There might have been a few rusty moments, but I think we did good.
But my contest was the worst. That was the worst thing about today.
Hey, do you remember that time where I accidentally used a racial slur? Jesus Christ, that was awkward.
You know what? You're okay.
It happens,
You're gonna be okay, buddy. You're gonna be okay, just like Woody.
I don't know why all of a sudden I've lasted almost 2 hours and now I'm dying. Anyway, so on that note, let's just wrap this up. We'll see you, fingers crossed, I hope so, next week for episode 229. But for those of you enjoyed episode 228, thank you very much. Make sure you share this with your friends and family. But until next time, take care of yourselves and each other.
That's all, folks.